fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
In Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, the cemetery caretaker is standing at the empty grave of Jason. Assuming someone had taken his body as a prank, he looks directly at the audience and says this iconic line.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
In 1 week, Buster Keaton's wife breaks the fourth wall when she drops the soap in the bathtub. Then she smiles and nods at the audience after getting it back. The 1993 comedy Robin Hood, Men in Tights, contains a moment that doesn't just break the fourth wall, it raises a middle finger at it, going so far as to stop the movie while the lead character pulls out the script.
I lost? Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to lose. Let me see the script.
In Death Proof, Tarantino introduces viewers to stuntman Mike McKay, played by Kurt Russell, a serial killer who murders women with his car. The fourth wall gets a small hole in it as the director forces the audience to look into the eyes of the villain. This isn't an innocent glance for the audience. This is meant to be a warning before stuntman Mike goes to kill again. In the 1997 horror movie Funny Games, there's no fourth wall, but only Paul can break it. He seems to be the only character aware that he's in a film. He first gives the camera a smug smirk just before the wife discovers her dead dog. At one critical point, he even rewinds the film so that he can negate the death of his accomplice. Mel Brooks's cult classic sci-fi satire Spaceballs is entirely built around tearing down the fourth wall. The comedy is filled with meta moments of self-reference. At one point in the film, the bad guys pop in a video of the actual movie to help them figure out their next move.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie? Now.
And in another scene where Dark Helmet accidentally killed a camera person during his lightsaber battle with Lone Star.
He did it. What?
In one of Alfred Hitchcock's best films, Psycho, the fourth wall is broken at the end of the movie and becomes one of the most iconic, memorable, and disturbing shots in the entire film.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
I don't know what to say about Claudia Gator's final smile to the camera, except to say that this smile is everything.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Comedy is the perfect genre in which to break the fourth wall, especially when that comedy is a satire. The Holy Grail is full of rich examples of not only breaking, but shattering the fourth wall. There are lots of examples of direct camera addresses, and the film even references itself.
The Bridge of Death.
Oh, right.
Look, there's the old man from scene 24.
Perhaps the greatest continuity break in the film is when a police investigation interrupts the climactic storming of the castle, arresting the king before shutting off the camera and ending the movie on a hilarious note.
All right, Sonny, that's enough. Just pack that in.
Did you know the first ever fourth wall break in the film comes from the Great Train Robbery, which ends with a shot of a gunslinger shooting at the camera, causing many in the audience to duck for cover as they actually thought they were going to get shot. In Animal House, John Belushi looks at the camera while he's peeking into the girls' dormitory, where a girl is undressing. His glance and wink tell the audience that something interesting is about to happen. This style is typical of the 80s, inviting the audience to be part of the scene. In The Big Short, a really meta moment happens when Margot Robbie talks about derivatives while taking a bubble bath. This would be cool even with any actor, but since it's Robbie, who played Jordan's trophy wife in Wolf of Wall Street, another movie about bad financial stuff, it's even more self-referential.
By the way, these risky mortgages are called subprime. So whenever you hear subprime, think shit.
Blazing Saddles has tons of moments where the characters talk to the audience or acknowledge they're in a movie. But the best part is at the end, when Brooks takes it to the next level and literally breaks the fourth wall during the big finale of the comedy.
What in the hell do you think you're doing here? This is a closed set. Piss on you. I'm working for Mel Brooks. Not in the face.
The movie that takes breaking the fourth wall to a whole new level is Deadpool. As Deadpool, Reynolds not only acknowledges the viewer, but also references the outside world and the movie he's starring in. Importantly, Reynolds' fourth wall breakage never detracts from the movie's plot.
Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with pulverine.
To make it even more fun for audiences, and a lot more meta, Reynolds cleverly spins a web of pop culture references, successfully merging the worlds of fantasy and reality.
It's over. Go home. Oh, you're expecting a teaser for Deadpool 2. Well, we don't have that kind of money.
In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when Ferris ended the film by telling the audience to go home.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Charlie Chaplin's very first appearance as the Tramp in the 1914 short kid auto races at Venice features this as the running gag. Most of the short is supposedly news footage of the race, but Charlie wants to appear on film and keeps wandering into the shot. The director continually yells at him to move out of the way and comes out from behind the camera to shove him aside. The point of view occasionally shifts to a third-party perspective so that the viewer can see the camera and the director standing beside it. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, when Fred and George attempt to put their names into the goblet, Hermione addresses the audience.
It's not going to work.
It could be argued that this is typical behavior for girls at an early age. Still, the camera angle is positioned perfectly to support both interpretations, suggesting that this might have been planned.
We've done it. Cooked it up just this morning.
It's not going to work.
Dr. Frank Furter, played by Tim Curry in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, seems to be aware of the audience, throwing a drink at the camera during Sweet Transvestite and meeting the audience's gaze at other times. He even addresses them directly at least once when he says,
How about that?
I think that no matter your gender or your sexuality, we all find Tim Curry in drag pretty damn attractive.
How about that?
Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
Wayne's World, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, has characters talking directly to the audience. But there's a scene about product placement that goes beyond just breaking the fourth wall. It makes fun of product placement and advertising while also getting paid by the brands they're making fun of.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Here, take 2 of these.
Another time, a server at the donut shop, played by super intense Ed O'Neill, starts a creepy monologue about murder. But Wayne quickly shuts him down, reminding him only he and Garth can talk to the audience.
Yet if he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder.
Hello! What do you think you're doing? Only me and Garth get to talk to the camera. Come on.
I love how Glenn stole the camera away from Wayne with the slightest head gesture. In Smokey and the Bandit, there's a scene early on where Burt Reynolds is being chased by a city cop. He escapes by pulling his Firebird into a used car lot, then slowly pulls away, checking to make sure the police car is gone. Just for a moment, he stops the car, then turns and looks directly at the camera.